Hey everybody, so today's lesson is about SEO. With SEO, it's super important that you start from the beginning thinking about SEO and planning for SEO. And I want to go over some of the basics today. This isn't an in-depth course on SEO by any stretch of the imagination, but I do know what I'm talking about when it comes to SEO. So for a number of years, 10 plus years, I worked for a company, commercial Christmas decorations. And with them, I was able to get their site to the first page of Google. Number 5 to be exact. It was at 3, but then I quit and they haven't continued to do the things that I was doing. And so they are starting to fall in their numbers. But I did this. This was a site that within 2 years they were on the first page of Google for a highly competitive keyword. Commercial Christmas decorations is a hugely competitive keyword. People want to be selling commercial Christmas decorations to people. And so building your website with the right keywords in mind is going to make all the difference. So less than 2 years, they were at number 5. They were at 3 a couple months before when I quit. But why is this important that you know? It's because you can trust what I'm saying and telling you. So SEO is search engine optimization. That's what it stands for when you hear that fancy term thrown around. A lot of people try to scare you into having to go with an SEO company to raise your ranks. And yes, you can do that, but you can raise your rank in SEO on your own as well. And I'm going to show you some things that you can do to help that. SEO is not an overnight thing. If somebody tells you it is, you need to run, because you have to have certain things for certain lengths of time for search engines like Google and Bing and Firefox to actually take you seriously. You can't be an overnight success in SEO. It is a long-term game, but it's important that you think about it from the beginning. So WordPress has been set up really well to be able to utilize SEO and the things that will help you to gain ranking. Just as a note, their other website that I did as well was on the second page, top spot. So each of them are ranking really well. One was for commercial installations, and they are like the top one that comes up when you search for that, and the other one was for actual products. So these tactics and things that you're going to do are going to help you, and it's things that aren't going to get you in trouble, things that are going to help you in the long run. I don't want you guys to go out and search for SEO secrets and take whatever advice that some Joe Schmo tells you, because it could get you into trouble. It could penalize you. It could hurt your ranking rather than help. So the things that I'm going to be showing you today are the basics that are going to help you rank organically without having to pay for ads as time goes on. And it is going to take some time for search engines to search your site, to trust your site, and to start gaining that website authority. That's really what SEO is are you providing the right information to their audience for the search engines to want to show your page? If your site is totally spammy and packed with keywords but doesn't really give people information, they have algorithms and things that already are figuring that out. If you're stuffing it with a bunch of links and junk links, you're starting to figure that out. That's why you see less and less of those just spammy website links on the first pages that used to be all the time, where you just have links all throughout a page. They were like link directories, basically. So that's why you don't see those so much anymore. It's because they are really ranking based on what you have on your site. So to get us started, the first thing that we are going to do is come down and click on settings and go to permalinks. So permalinks are the way that the links within your site are set up. So You don't want plain links. If you see this, you see it's got a P dash a number. That's page dash whatever page number you have. And that is really not helping you because it has no keywords to it. You want your link to have keywords. Day and name, that is giving the date and the name of the post, which is better, but every time there is a dash or a backslash, that's a layer that a search engine has to go through to find content. And the more layers on your site that they have to go through, the less authority they rank that page with. The month and name, again, it's one less, but it's still giving you less authority because it's having to go through these very vague categories, I guess you would say, to get to this post name. Numeric is totally a waste of time. So instead of this page number up here, it's going to put archives and then a page number. Don't do that either. I would choose post name or custom structure. Generally, I like to do custom structure because I like it to be like this. So with a blog post, you want it categorized. So you want, maybe you have breakfast recipes, or you have ways to make your pictures better, things like that. That's going to show up here as your category. And then the post name is going to come next. So the name of the article is going to show up as your next part, and that gives it only 2 layers to have to go through. And they're very specific layers that you can put keywords into. So this could be a good keyword dense category name and a good keyword dense post name. So that's going to help you with SEO. And so I would save that. And the next thing that we want to do, and when you do post, we'll talk about that, but you do want to put keywords in the post name. The next thing that you're going to do is check your links to your website. So your URL address. You want it to be as simple as possible. You want to get rid of the www. You want it just to be the HTTPS because it's a secure site using an SSL certificate. Dash, then your site name. Okay, so you want to make sure it looks like that, no www. Everybody knows they're on the World Wide Web now, so you don't need to tell them. And it's going to get to the site the quickest. So you'll do that and click Save down here. And then the next thing I want to talk to you about is pictures. So when you are doing pictures on your website, there's a couple things you need to keep in mind. Every picture should be under 1 megabyte. So under a megabyte is really important because of page load. And with SEO, if your site doesn't load quickly, you're going to get penalized. So make sure it is under 1 megabyte. So this is a high quality photo. Online, you do not need to have a picture more than 1500 wide in pixels. 1000 tall is plenty tall for the majority of people out there. So that's going to produce a nice small file, but it still looks great here online. The second thing with pictures that you want to do, oh, and let me show you really quick, to edit that, if your pictures are ginormous, you're going to click on the edit picture, and over here you can change the dimensions. So change it down however you want, up, down, whatever, and it'll change, and you press scale. So we're just going to leave it at 1500 scale, and it's saved. So it would allow us to save there. If you want to crop, you can crop. You come here and you crop, and you're done. The second thing is going to be your title. Make sure you have a title. Make sure it's not just IMG-4087 or something like that. Make sure it actually has a real title as to what that picture is. The third thing is you need alt text, and this is the most important part, in my opinion, is having alt text on a picture. What is alt text? Alt text is the alternative that a search engine is going to search to figure out what that page or that picture is. They can't figure out what's in a picture, but you can tell it what's in the picture. So we're telling it this is a picture of Selena Sue and it's a portrait by Monica Burrows. And so when people search for Selena Sue or they search for Monica Burrows on an online search, her picture is going to come up in the search engines. And that's super important to be able to be found. People like to look at images to find things in today, and this will help them. So make sure you have that set. Once you put it in and you kind of navigate away, it's going to save it. You don't need to do any saving anywhere else. I'm just going to tell you a quick story about alt text and why I am such a big fan of it. I had a customer that I was working with, and because of the alt text that they used on their pictures, they were able to rank really, really, really well for their niche market. They sold miniature cows in Missouri, just a teeny little farm, but they became the #1 source for these miniature cows because of their alt text on their pictures. And they put a lot of pictures on their site. And so anytime anybody searched for miniature cows, they came up in the searches and nobody else was doing it back at the time. And so theirs ranked a lot better. This is a tactic, or a proven, tried and true method to help you rank better. So this isn't something that is going to go away. This is something that continues to help you today. So once you've done that with your pictures, you can close. The next thing that you're going to do is you are going to come in and add one more plugin. And I left it for this because it is SEO particular. And you're going to come and you're going to search for Yoast SEO. And here it is. And we're going to click install. And we're going to activate. And once we have that activated, we're going to click here on notifications. And we can come in and we can set up the configuration wizard. And I want you guys to go through that. And you're going to configure. You're going to put my site is live or my site is under construction. So I always have my sites under construction until I'm ready. You're going to choose what type of business it is. You're going to choose whether it's a company or a personal site. Put the name of the company. You could put a logo if you chose. And you're going to do next. And then you're going to put in the URLs. So Facebook URL, Twitter if you've got it, Instagram, LinkedIn, whatever you've got, put it in. And we're going to go next. And search engines should show posts in the search results. Yes, you want that. Same thing for pages, same thing for portfolio. You want them to be searching everything possible. What about the footers? I don't think you need, actually you do. Because generally in the footer, you're going to put your contact information, and you do want a search engine to search that information as well, because that will help you. So do have them search your footer as well. And multiple authors. Are there multiple people on your site or not? With this one, there is not. So we're going to continue. And then Google authorization code. This is like Google Analytics. So make sure you get a Google authorization code, set up your Google Analytics account, and when you click through, it'll link and you can get the authorization code and authenticate. She does not have that set up yet, so we're just going to continue on. You're going to put the website name here, just the basic name. and we are going to choose which separator. So this is, so like here on this site, about, and it's got a dash, that's the separator. I don't like that one. I like this one because it's smaller, and so I choose that one. And then you can sign up for their newsletter. Don't, because who wants more junk mail? And then you continue on. These are things that you can go through. SEO copywriting training. This is a free training. SEO plugin training. I'm going to basically show you this so you can either just continue on through this training, or if you choose to watch this one, you can as well. And then you're all set. You close that wizard and we go from there. So right now it's showing a problem, and this is what your dashboard is going to look like. It'll show you problems, any issues. And because our website is set to not be indexed yet, because we don't have any content there and we don't want them to index the wrong content, it is not showing. It's blocking access to the robots and the spiders on our site. Okay, so we will change that when we are ready and our site is live, but for now it is going to show that problem no matter what we do. So this is basically installed. If you haven't set up the Google verification, you can set up a Bing verification, Webmaster Tools as well if you choose to, but I would just choose one. Google has like 60 or 70% of the market share. So they're the only one I would use. But if you wanted to set up Bing to track the 12% or so that they get, you can go for that. The next thing you're going to do is I just want to give you an overview of how it works and what it does. And so in post, there is a demo post that comes into every WordPress site. It's WordPress resources at SiteGround. And it'll go through and it has some filler content. And we're going to look at how Yoast works and show you through. So right now, it is going to show readability. It's okay. You want these to be green. When they're green, then that is great. And keep that in mind. So SEO, it's not available. It's not really showing anything right now, and it's not being indexed. So that's one thing to keep in mind. So as you come down under your posts, you're going to see this Yoast SEO. You're going to see this on the pages as well, not just on blog posts. So as you come down, you're going to choose your focus keyword. And on this one, we're going to say that we're trying to rank for WordPress is the keyword that we're working on for this blog post here. And we are going to edit the snippet. So it's going to put the title here, or you can choose what the title should be. You're also going to choose the slug. So the slug is what is showing after your website address. It's after the dash. That's what's going to show. So that's really good there. And then the meta description. So the meta description is what shows in a search below the name and the website address. So this is really helpful to customers to see like a little snippet of what your article might be about, what that page might be about, and really try to hook them in. So you want to give them enough content there to help, but not too much that is irrelevant to what they're searching for. So if they're searching for WordPress, or WordPress resources might be a really good one. That's probably what we want to go with. Then we are going to come up here and we're going to choose, generally your first or second line is what's going to hook people in. And so you can copy that and put it here. Now, you can put up to 150 characters is kind of the suggested. I think you can do up to 156 safely. But as you see, once you get over a certain number of characters, it's going to put it red and tell you, you got too many, and this is all that's going to show here. So you gotta pull that back. And so you can choose to have this much, but generally you want more. You can choose to have a little bit more to it. Let's put this on. And that's too much. And so things you can do is you can, if you see any ands, you can put an ampersand instead of the word and to cut down on characters. You can cut out words that are just fluff words and put easy to work with. And so there we've used up most of our characters on a blog post, and it's going to show them all. So we want to keep that. And then as you come down, it's going to give you an analysis. This is what Yoast does and kind of the beauty of it. It analyzes your post and gives you feedback on how to improve it, okay? So it's telling you the problems. The focus keyword doesn't appear in the first paragraph of the copy. So we want to make sure WordPress resources is somewhere in the first paragraph. And so you would add that here. You could put it wherever you choose, but that's something to keep in mind. The next problem, keyword density, is 0, which is too low. So it says resources here, but maybe it's not really in together. And if you see what happens when I go like this, we're going to edit the snippet. We are going to continue on. WordPress. And as we come down, it is going to continue on. It will try to sell you on an upgrade. Just keep that in mind. It's going to show you readability. The copy score is 43.8. It means it has too many words that are too big. So really make sure that you are using basic words. Don't make them overly fancy words. People won't read it. So difficult to read. So make shorter sentences, use less difficult words to improve the readability. It's going to tell you 12.5% of the sentences contain a transition word or phrase, which is less than the recommended minimum of 30. So you want to increase the amount of transition words that flow through your article. So the amount of words following each of the subheadings doesn't exceed the maximum of 300 words. So what does that mean? That means this is a heading or subheading, and after that you have no more than 300 words. So keep your sentences and paragraphs small. Don't overwhelm people with really long sentences or paragraphs. 25% of the sentences contain more than 20 words, which is less than or equal to the recommended maximum of 25%. So that's good. And then 6.3 of the sentences contain passive voice, which is less or equal to the recommended minimum of 10% or maximum of 10%. As you go to keyword tab here, it'll tell you the problems and things you should improve. So the text contains 230 words. This is below the recommended minimum of 300 words. This is super important, guys. With a blog post, you don't want to just throw up junk. You want to throw up something that people would want to read and can come back to read, to learn about, to do something. And so the minimum today, in my opinion, should be closer to 1,000. If you don't have 1,000 words, then you're just throwing up junk, in my opinion. And so try to hit that and you will get better rankings. No internal links appear in this page. That means you're not linking to other pages on your site. So you want to have an internal link or 2 or 3. Maybe you have a blog about portraits, and then you have a link out at some point to book a portrait session with me or something like that. And then WordPress does not appear in the SEO title. Actually, it does, so I don't know why it's not catching that. I wonder if I save it and update it, it will do it. So that's been updated. Give it a second. So again, it's showing red and orange. It means it needs improvement, guys. Yes, so here this changes, and the keyword density is 6.1%, which is way over the advised 2.5% maximum. What does this mean? It means you can't stuff the keyword into your article and have it be natural. You need to have wording and an article that sounds natural. If you use WordPress in every sentence, they're going to think you're just stuffing it with keywords, and you're going to get hit or penalized because of it. Then it links out to another page that you're trying to rank for. That's not a good thing either, because you don't want to send somebody else out from your site on a keyword you're trying to rank for. If you wanted to have a keyword that you're trying to rank for and it links to a page within your site, that's fine. And then images. You need images on posts and pages for readability. People want to see those, and it makes it easier. It breaks up the content, makes it less boring. And then slug for this page contains a stop word. So the slug is here, WordPress resources at SiteGround. So it's probably the at is what's causing the problem. You want to have your slug be as simple as possible, but have the keyword within it. And then here's all the things that you're doing good with. It'll tell you as well. Focus keyword appears in the first paragraph. Meta description contains the keyword. The description has nice length. It appears in 3 out of the 3 subheadings. And as you continue, it'll tell you all the things that you're doing good. So keep that in mind. You want greens on as many of these as possible. And this is a plugin that will help you do that. So that is basic SEO for your WordPress website and what you need to do. Just focus on those few things now as we get started building, and it will make things so much easier. So keep this Yoast SEO plugin installed and up to date all the time, and use it to help you with your SEO. If you have any detailed questions about SEO, let me know. I can do some trainings on that on my YouTube channel, but this will give you the basics to get started on your WordPress website.